What's up, boys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most important tricks that every single beginner should know how to do. And if you're a beginner and you can now do these top 5 tricks, well, it'll bring you into that next level of being an intermediate wakeboarder. So these top 5 tricks we're gonna be talking about today, I'm gonna show you the most basic way to do it, or if you already know how to do the basic version of it, then I'll show you kind of the ways to step up each of these tricks. I've never made a video like this on my channel, so if you guys enjoy it, please go let me know in the comments if you guys would like another video like this. For example, the top 5 tricks for every intermediate wakeboarder. And if we can get 100 likes, then I'll make that video. So the first 4 tricks we're gonna be talking about today are not in any specific order of importance. You can do all of these in whatever order you like. None of them are more important than the others, but the last trick we will be talking about today is the most important of all 5 of these. So make sure you guys stick till the end for the most important trick that every beginner should be able to do. Now for the first of the top 5 tricks that every amateur wakeboarder or beginner wakeboarder should be able to do is going to be an ollie on. So let's go hop on the water and we'll go deeper into it. Woo! All right, boys, so for the ollie on, I'm gonna show you the 3 simple steps. So if you've never tried it before, then this is how you should start doing it. Some of you might have already done this, so the second and third steps will be more useful for you. But let's get straight into it. Ollieing on, number 1 of the 5. So when you wanna ollie on, you wanna choose a wide box like the Rainbow. When you get around 30 to 50 centimeters, you just do a little ollie and land on it. And that's the perfect way to start an ollie on, is just to pick a rail that already comes out of the water, doesn't have a safety, doesn't have a steep entrance, and just ollie on and just get used to getting that feeling. You see, this right here is also a perfect obstacle for it. Very wide, little ollie on. There you go. So that's step 1. Once you're comfortable ollieing onto a rail that comes out of the water, step 2 is ollieing onto a rail that has a little safety. So you have to clear something. This loop right here is perfect for practicing that. Come in nice and soft, 30 centimeters before, a little ollie. Do it exactly the same way you would have done it onto an obstacle that comes out of the water. Don't think too much. Just do the same thing you did on that Rainbow, for example, 30, 50 centimeters before, little ollie, and then just absorb the landing. Come in nice and soft, 30 centimeters before, little ollie, absorb your landing, and that's it. And so this is the 3rd and final step for ollieing on, which is my favorite, the fun one, is ollieing from the side. You can ollie onto a feature that comes straight from the water, or a feature with a safety. Then ollieing on from the side is your next step. The easiest way to start doing this is to come onto the outside of a feature. Slowly let yourself get pulled into the end. And then, kind of similar to a transfer, you want to ollie, pull that front leg up, and just let yourself get pulled onto the last bit of the rail. And then when you get comfortable with just ollieing onto the last bit of the rail, so there's no risk in case you do clip it, well, then you can go a little further back and ollie on from the side and slide more of the rail. Now when you're comfortable with ollieing on to the end of the rail, you just move a little further back and slide more of the rail. And once you can do it outside in, the next step is doing it straight from under the cable and coming to it. Once you can do it from outside in, next step is edging to the feature and doing the exact same thing. Now you got to create the speed yourself, and you can't just get pulled into the rail. Woo! And when you're comfortable with ollieing on, you can add all sorts of tricks, 270 out, blind out, whatever you like. All right, so that's it for the ollies. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything. Now for the second of the top 5 tricks that every beginner should be able to do is all of the basic grabs off the kicker. So the first one, indie grab, which is your backhand right in the center of your 2 boots. Then you've got your sailfish grab, which is the backhand once again behind, grabbing behind in between your 2 boots on the back of your board. And then the 3rd grab would be the melon grab, where you grab the same spot as your sailfish grab, but with your front hand instead of your backhand. Then for the last 2 grabs, you've got the nose grab, which is the front hand on the nose of the board. And finally, the tail grab, which is your backhand on the tail of your board. Now, if you can do all of these grabs, the next best thing to do is to add it to a trick that you're already comfortable with. So for example, if you know how to do a tantrum, then it's great to do an indie tantrum. So then you just gotta grab your indie tantrum, or if you just learned 180s or 360, you could do a melon grab front side 360. So here you could do a indie grab tantrum. If you prefer your spins, then you could go for a melon grab front side 360. All right, boys, so that's it for the grabs. Now we're gonna move on to number 3, which is transfers. All you beginners out there should be able to do transfers. If you can transfer a simple fun box, going to a new cable park, they might not have a fun box, but they'll have a transfer to a rooftop rail, transfer to a pipe, and so it'll just unlock a whole new way of hitting obstacles of many different cables. And then in the long run, new tricks, for example, transfer 270, transfer 360, but that's for the intermediate video if you guys want it. So a great way to start learning transfers would be with this tabletop, for example. You come in, you pop, and you lift that front leg and pretend there's an imaginary rail. So you pop, lift the front leg, and pretend there's an imaginary rail. For example, right here, this rail, pop, lift the front leg, and transfer. Now same thing here, come in with an edge that's hard enough to reach it, pop, lift the front leg, and come right over. And then same thing right here, come in with a strong edge, pop. Now a big thing with transfers is you gotta commit. If you don't go in for the full edge, you don't edge in hard enough to get to the rail, you'll be in this sort of halfway zone, and that's always more dangerous than committing. So if you're ready to go in, pop, lift that front leg, and come in with the proper edge, then you're ready to transfer. Once you can do the basic transfer to board slide, try learn, for example, a transfer to 50-50, which is just a little bit harder because you also got to get your back leg high enough to get onto the rail. Now, once you're comfortable transferring normally, the next way to transfer would be outside in. So you come in and then you let yourself get pulled over to the rail. But same thing, once you get to the end, you pop, you lift the leg that's gonna go over the rail first, you lift it up, and then you absorb your landing. Now once you're comfortable with your transfers, mix it up a little bit. Go transfer to front board, or transfer 180. So that's it for all the transfers. If you guys would like me to get a bit more into depth with rail-to-rail transfers or transfer 360, for example, let me know in the comments that you guys want an intermediate video, top 5 for intermediate. And if you guys have any questions, don't be shy to DM me on Instagram, ask them down in the comments below. And if you guys ever want a one-on-one coaching session, just DM me on Instagram, and if we're at the same cable park somewhere in the world, we can do it. Now the next step will be spins, handle passes, and landing blind. 2 very important things that every beginner should know. Now the best way to start learning spins is on the flat. I would recommend at slow speed, but if you cannot ride at slow speed, then on full speed is fine too. But you want to pull it in with 2 hands, bring the handle to your butt, reach for it with the other hand, pass it, and come all the way around. As soon as the handle gets here in your butt, make sure to look over your shoulder so you can keep rotating. Whether you want to spin backside or front side, same technique, but the next step is to find the rail like the rainbow or the box where it's wide and you have loads of space. And same thing, get up, pull it, pass, look over the shoulder, and there you go. You've done it on the water, on a rail or a box. The final step is the kicker. So you come in, pull on your way up the kicker, pass, look over the shoulder, and get ready for your landing. So the 3 things to remember for the spin is to pull it in hard enough that you can keep it with your hand in your butt, and then to just go reach where you brought the handle with your front hand, with the back hand, and then once you've got the handle, just look over the shoulder and let yourself turn. Now with the blinds, it's the same thing. You want to start on the water, pull it in with 2 hands into your hip, look over the shoulder, handle nicely in your back or butt, make sure your hand is touching your back with the handle, pass the handle, and there you go. The final step for your blinds would be finding a small kicker like this, pull it in, bring it into your back, lean forward, pass the handle, and come around. All right, boys, so that's a wrap for the spins. Any questions, go let me know in the comments down below. And now for the most important trick that every single beginner should learn. And now this is the biggest pain in the ass to learn, but when you can do it, you'll be able to do anything. And now the most important trick for every beginner to learn is to ride switch. Now a great way to do it is to switch over, and then when you get to the next set of obstacles, switch back. Once you can hold that length, is to do it from the first set of obstacles all the way till the last set of obstacles, and then switch back. And when you can hold it till there, well, it's to ride a full lap in switch. And if you can do that, then you're ready for the next step. Great way to ride switch for the first time is similar to the 360. You pull 180 into your hip, you let go with the backhand, but out a little bit, chin forward, so your weight's nicely centered. When you want to bring it back, backhand on, pull it into the other hip, and make sure always keep your toes up so you don't catch a nasty edge. So once you can ride laps in switch, the next thing to do is come on one of the easiest obstacles for you, switch, and just ride it switch till the end, absorb that landing, come back around to your good foot. And now the last and final thing to do when you're riding switch is to come in on your good foot onto an obstacle, switch over, land on that bad foot. Now a lot of people, when they start riding switch, their weight's all kind of off. They're all like all the weight on the front leg because that's the leg that's usually got the weight on in the back. Slowly switch your weight over to the back leg, butt out, chin forward, arm nicely locked, and you'll be fine, bro. Woo! Wah! All right, boys, that's gonna be a wrap for this week's video. Those are the top 5 tricks that I think every single beginner wakeboarder should be able to do. Ollie onto an obstacle, a transfer, all the simple grabs, handle pass, so 360, 540, or landing blind, and finally riding switch. Now if you guys can do all these, it'll help you definitely move on to the next stage of your riding, where you'll be using that switch riding to do your first 540, where you're gonna spin, handle pass, land back on your good foot, or you're gonna go for your first transfer 270, or ollie onto some bigger features and spin out of them. But I think these are the 5 basics every beginner should have to kind of help you get to your next stage of your riding journey. This is the first time I've ever made a video like this, so if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments and on that like button, because I've never done a video like this, but since I've been getting more and more into coaching lately, I really start to enjoy making this kind of content. So if you guys want the same video, but the top 5 tricks for every intermediate wakeboarder, go let me know in the comments down below, and go smash the shit out of that like button. But I'll wrap it up right there. I'll see you guys on Sexy Monday with a vlog. What I'd like to do now is to do like a full travel, not really wakeboard related vlog on Mondays, and then wakeboard related content on Thursdays. So if you guys mess with that, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys on Sexy Monday with a new vlog. Woo! Sexy!